Okay guys, as you may have noticed, we're in a bear market. Congratulations Fomotion, sharp analysis, thank you very much. In the bear market, we don't have to be focused on making gains right now. We always want to make gains, but that's just not really that possible right now. So, how to do that? We want to build a perfect crypto portfolio that can 20, 50, 100x in the next bull run. Now, if you ask me, I'm going to talk about what I think when the next bull run will start. I'm going to show you so that you know how much time you probably have before it's too late to buy into good quality crypto projects. So welcome to the FOMO Factory. Subscribe to the channel. You would help me. You would help yourself a lot as well. Let's get this to 1,000 subscribers. Brand new channel. Thank you very much. And let's first talk about the current crypto bear market. What I think when the bull market is about to start, and then let's talk about building a good crypto portfolio, a diversified crypto portfolio with not too much coins, but also not too less, and what kind of coins you may want to, be involved in. So let's get right away to TradingView because is the time up? Is it already too late to buy? Is it too soon to buy? Could all be. First, in the big scheme of things, crypto is looking pretty good. This is Bitcoin on the weekly chart, and as you can see, we hold the support line very decent. This is a support line that goes back to 2015, so that's 7 years. So if we break the support line, then we have to reevaluate, like, okay, what's gonna happen next? But usually when we were that low, great buying opportunity. So for the long term, it's a great moment to buy. In the midterm, I would say I just made a video on that. If you haven't seen it, go to my channel, check it out. But I would wait a bit because the stochastic RSI is coming to an overbought level. So we might want to wait a little bit. I feel like in the midterm, things could go down and that might be the last great buying opportunity we will get. First, what I think, when is the bull run about to start and how is this bear market going to behave? It's very hard to predict, of course. Things are different now, as things are always different. Every cycle has its own conditions, is my opinion. And like people say, oh, this time is not different than that time, or this time is different. Yeah, like every time is basically different, right? But from now, we have 623 days left until the next Bitcoin halving. And that's what I'm pretty interested in. In the last cycle, 623 days before we had the halving, that was here, 29 of August. That was here. And at the 29th of August, which was here, this was a period that we were sideways. And in 2017, unfortunately, we saw a back crash coming after that. But this was typically bear market. And we did not see the relief since basically, up till, June 19, right? So that took like more than a year still before we finally had some good news in the market. And the really big pump came after that. I know, if we take a look at this was the really big pump from, 3K to 60K. But already this pump right here was a 5x on Bitcoin almost. So altcoins blew completely up right there. So you want to be there before this major pump happens, in my opinion. Now let's take a look at the cycle before that. 623 days took us back to October 26. Well, give or take, October 26. So if we take a look at that, October 26, here we go. We were also in the middle of the bear market still. And also after that, we still saw a big crash. I'm not saying that, we saw a big crash back then and we saw a big crash back then. So we will see a big crash right now. At least not based on that. But there's definitely a possibility that that might happen, right? But, when we take a look at that, we still had a lot of time here as well before we really started to get back up, and that was around a year as well. So what I think, nah, that's not correct. Based on this, we still might have a year into a very boring market. And there will be a lot of people. I mean, come on, there will be a new bull run. It has proven, like, not even crypto, it's stocks in general for years and decades, that will always happen. I think we all know that. But you do not want to be the person that steps in by then, right? You do not want to be the person that finds out about crypto in October, November 2021, and also not later on when the next bull run happens, because then it's already too late. So therefore, I always say, if you watch this video, you are going to make it because you're still involved in crypto, and most people already kind of gave up. Crypto is boring these times, and the boring times is where you're prepared to be rich in the next bull run. It's really the case. Please trust me on that. So if we, based on that, still have 1 year to go, it will put us around August 23, where we finally start to go up. And will we go down first? Might be, I don't know. I mean, we just had the pi cycle bottom indicator, which is very accurate every single time. And the other time we had the pi cycle bottom indicator, it was already the low. And it doesn't mean we went straight back up from that. But since the moment we got the indicator, it took about 100 days before we went up. In the cycle before that, we had the pi cycle bottom indicator as well. And it took around 250 days before we went up. So, you know, somewhere between that, I feel like what my opinion is on this, what I think, but don't pin me to it, and especially don't see it as financial advice, please, guys. What I think might happen is from this moment, we will have around such a period of time, give or take, and we will go sideways. So what I expect really is that we basically just from here, we will go a little sideways right here. Up, down, and the up and the down could be 30%, 40%. It could look like a lot, but if you zoom out at the end of the day, it's not really, you know, that interesting. If you buy at 21K, if you buy at 17K, if you buy at 23K, in the short term, it looks like a lot, and it actually is a lot, but zoom out and it won't matter that much. So that's my expectation, and then we finally go up. That's what I think. So what I'm preparing on is that this is the period to prepare, right? And I will wait personally myself for the weekly stochastic RSI, to go back down, because every time, look at the last video. I'm not going to explain that again, by the way. I'll wait for it to go down and then really start dollar costing into the projects that I want. Now let's talk about the portfolio, because we already spoke enough about this, the market itself. The video is about building a good diversified crypto portfolio. So let's get to that. Now, for the really new people out here, what I really suggest is just go to CoinGecko and make an account there. It's completely free. Go to your portfolio and make a portfolio right here. Now, what I would do, I have an example low risk portfolio right here, but I would really, if I were you, make a low risk portfolio, a medium risk portfolio, and a high risk portfolio. That's one thing you should do, because if you make one complete portfolio, then you're kind of losing the overview, and you can look at your low risk portfolio like, okay, these are coins that I'm not really want to sell short term. Your high risk portfolio can do crazy things, can wreck you, can 100x you. So when it comes to that, you have a different look and perspective on these kind of portfolios. Then just first start adding coins that you feel like, this is what I want to have. Like, do you want to own Bitcoin, for example? Well, if you feel like, look, and that's for the low risk portfolio. The low risk portfolio, you have to feel like, okay, this portfolio that could 10x, but this is not going to 50x on me, right? But it's also a portfolio that if we get another bear market, it won't wreck you that hard. So you could say, okay, cool, Bitcoin, it's low risk, right? So I'm going to add that to my low risk portfolio. Do you want to have some Ethereum, for example? Okay, check. I'm going to add that to my low risk portfolio. These are kind of coins you basically always want to have. And now how you're going to fill it in exactly depends on the amount of money you are going to invest and the amount of risk you are willing to take, right? I mean, what kind of projects do you want to have? What I would recommend, at least, is to have some DeFi projects, at least. I mean, DeFi is a category in crypto that I mean, believe in DeFi, right? So therefore you want to be exposed to a little DeFi. You also want to have layer ones, right? Layer ones are like the thing that's driving crypto in the first place. In my opinion, you have to be exposed to a little gaming, right? Gaming crypto. Maybe you want to be exposed to exchange tokens as well. Exchange tokens like BNB, FTT, that kind of stuff. Do you want to be exposed to, let me make this bigger by the way, do you want to be exposed to meme tokens as well? Meme tokens, that goes into your high risk probably, but meme tokens are a thing, are a hype. We had meme season in, sorry for this is completely red, I'm burnt or scratching, whatever. Meme tokens are, in the last bull run, they went completely crazy, right? And there's no real reason for me to believe that it won't happen in the next run. So therefore I feel like, man, maybe you want to be exposed to a little meme tokens. Try to diversify it even a little bit more. Oracles, for example. Oracle, the best and the most known Oracle, for example, is Chainlink. And of course, I don't know why I'm just coming up with it, but DEX tokens, right? If you believe in DeFi, then you know that decentralized exchanges are not going anywhere, and therefore you want to be involved in DEXs, like PancakeSwap, Traded Joe, that kind of stuff. So fill it in for yourself. Privacy coins, metaverse, there's a lot of categories that you know, move to earn. There's a lot of categories that you can add. And then I feel like you should now start thinking about, how much money do I have? Do I have some money right now? Or do I get a, you know, do I have an income stream, a suspendable, what I can really miss every single week or month that I can invest? And based on that, you want to know how big your portfolio is going to get, right? Because if you have, you know, for example, just $100, you can't have 10 coins, right? That's then you have no allocations. If you have $1,000, then I should say, like, build a portfolio within total 5 up till 10 coins. If you have $10,000, then you can make a lot more. If you have $100,000, you can really make a lot more out of that. So just go through it and feel like, okay, what's in my low risk, for example, that I want to have. For example, you know that the most highest market cap coins are basically also the low risk. That's just what it is, right? Solana, for example. You have your layer 1 category then. It's a, you know, relatively low risk project, but it also has some good upside potential, right? So for example, I would pick Solana to put it in my low risk portfolio. So now I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana in my low risk portfolio. And I'm gonna add BNB in my low risk portfolio as well under the category exchange tokens. BNB is not gonna 50x the next run, but it might 10x. And BNB is one of the strongest coins in this market. So if the market goes down a lot and you want to invest, then you better invest in BNB, because BNB only came down 2 times from its all-time high. While most projects, even Bitcoin came down more than that, right? And most projects 10, 20, 30x from the all-time high. Then if you want to, you know, I see it right here. It's a high cap token, but it's also in a high risk portfolio purely because it's a meme token. But if you want to be exposed to a meme token, I would say go at least with Dogecoin. It's the safe meme token. Dogecoin always in a bull run does crazy shit. So I will, you know, and I'm not saying add this. This is what I should do, right? So I will add Dogecoin to my high risk portfolio. You can choose to do the same with Shiba Inu. I feel like there's, yeah, I don't know. That's totally up to you, by the way, what you want to do with that. I would go rather with Doge, but that's just because I'm in Doge since 2017. And I feel like Shiba had too much hype, and Doge is really, yeah, I don't know. That's why a lot of people will hate me for this. And then maybe Polkadot in my low risk portfolio as well. Why do I say that? Polkadot is always super strong. And if I take a look at where it came from, it came all the way from around $60 almost, and it's now at around $7. If we see a good crypto crash, by the way, which I suppose could be, then Polkadot $6, something like that, $5 maybe. It's not that crazy. And therefore you always want to have some trading view on your device, because here you can do your analysis and feel like, okay, what's a good moment to buy? If you start DCAing, I would say, you know, we came from here, right? We are now here. There's nothing wrong with doing your first allocation right now, in case we go up, right? Could happen. But it's also possible that we come down here. I draw this trend line right here, $6, right? leave some cash for when that happens, because this is a very strong level. If the crypto market goes to complete shit, I would narrow your allocation down in at least 3 buys, right? If everything really goes to shit, then I feel like this might be the next level, right? This here is a lot going on around this level, $4, right? So $7 dot, $7.60, $6 dot, and around $4 dot. If you buy it for $4, right, and it goes back to its all-time high, which I believe, then you are making a 13x on a low risk crypto, on a low risk project, right? So that's a really good risk reward ratio, if you ask me. And I know it's very boring for now because I'm picking the top 10 for now and the top 50, but we'll get to the juicy stuff as well. But like I said, what you want to do, it's not really that I feel like the bull run is going to start very soon. And if we get smacked down, you rather be in these projects than in the, you know, whatever high risk projects, because they come down a lot more, of course. So we have some layer 1s, we have exchange tokens, we have memes, right? That's kind of what we have right now. So you can better already start doing this, adding it to your portfolio. And if it feels like, okay, but I only have this much money, then just start deleting what you feel like, okay, this is the less good option, not the worst option, because I feel like these are all good, right? But if I have to choose, then I might have to let you go, right? So in that case, I would rather add some extra right now to narrow it down later. So when it comes to a good layer 1, I feel like, okay, Avalanche, medium risk. Polygon, hell yeah. This is almost in my low risk, but okay, medium risk. What else do we got right here? And I'm skipping a lot of stuff that you might feel like, but this is good stuff. Yes, but it's, you know, you can't add everything. But here we go, Chainlink. Chainlink is definitely going in my medium risk portfolio if I build something like that. If you look what Chainlink came from, it was $52. Chainlink is now sitting at $7. Just give or take the same price feed as DOT has, right? Also, fill in for Chainlink. When are you going to buy? And again, if you watch this video and you want to do it right now, I would wait. If you see that stochastic RSI is that high, if you don't know what I mean by that, really go watch my previous video. It's the title, the thumbnail, I'm not buying. But, you know, that's what I would do. At least consider watching that video before you do anything. But if we look at Chainlink, it came from far. But if we get a good bear market still, then around here is the first place that I feel like, okay, yeah, it might come down here. $5.30, give or take, right? If we move the line a little up right here, we have this support. If we move it a little down here, we have this resistance. So give or take, right? And what's the next level for Chainlink? Well, around here is the big level, 150. But that if it's, you know, if shit really goes bad, a $1.50 Chainlink, I'm not really seeing it happen, but it might. You can add NEAR as well. Somebody asked me in the comments like, why don't you have NEAR in your portfolio? Is this something you stood upon that made you feel like I'm not buying NEAR right now? It's just that no, not really. I don't know. I like NEAR a lot, and I had it in my portfolio, but I deleted it because I really had too much in my portfolio, and I have to choose that. If I have to let something go, NEAR is a layer 1. So if I have to let something go, you know, what should I choose? AVAX, Solana, NEAR, and I have less affiliate with NEAR. I don't know not too much about NEAR yet. Also, I feel like, but it came down like, it was $20. It's now $4. It's not that far from its all-time high compared to other projects. And that's definitely not the way to look at it. But that's one thing to keep in consideration for me. The others had just slightly better tokenomics as well. But yeah, I'm going to miss out on NEAR. I know that. Next on the list, Uniswap. Dude, if you believe in Ethereum, then you believe in the DEX on Ethereum. And that's Uniswap, right? And we need a DEX. So in that case, Uniswap. Well, is Uniswap high risk? Nah, it's medium risk. It goes into my medium risk portfolio, right? If you look at where Uniswap came from, Uniswap was at the all-time high, $44. It's now sitting at $7. So also a very great buy, if you ask me. If we take a look at the price levels for Uniswap, USDT, here we go. If you ask me where we should best buy Uniswap, well, right now, in my opinion, and the next level will be definitely sitting around $5.60, and then the next level is very obvious around well, around here, like $4, give or take. Next, you want to have some privacy coins. I won't go with Monero myself. I would go with, well, come back to that. I will see it somewhere right here. VeChain, also good project, but I'm not personally buying that. If you want to be exposed to gaming and you feel like I want to have some low risk gaming, then I would go with Sandbox. Sandbox is just, it's moving, well, it's metaverse. It's really the leading project in the metaverse, and I feel like there will be a project bigger than Sandbox, but for now, Sandbox is a great opportunity, so I will go with that. Sandbox is not really high risk, not low risk as well. Put it in the medium risk. You might want to have some Phantom for the higher risk layer 1, because Phantom has a lot of upside. In this case, I would put Phantom, yeah, it's kind of between mid and high risk. I will put it in the mid risk. Rune, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I'm just adding Rune. Cake also definitely goes in my mid risk. And that's kind of it for the top 100 if you ask me. But you also want to have some high risk stuff, right? And this is a relatively safe portfolio, but definitely a portfolio that can do really well. And when I look at my own portfolio, I just want to take a look at like, okay, what can we add even more? Because this is my portfolio, so this is what I have. So this is also what I would add, right? And one thing, by the way, I would definitely add Gala as well in the mid-risk portfolio. Then I would go with a couple of gamings. Falcon Forged, definitely. And for now, it's because it's relative, I will put it in the high risk. Ultra, well, you don't want to have too much. You have a gaming studio, and maybe a really high risk project. Altora. And what else do we have? Well, that's enough for gaming for now. You want to have maybe 1 or 2 more DEX tokens. We have PancakeSwap, we have Uniswap. I would go with Trader Joe as well, as this is on the Avalanche chain, and I'm a big believer in AVAX, so I will put this into the high risk portfolio for this one. So we have oracles, we have DEXs, we have gaming. And we want to have some DeFi. Well, we have DEXs, which is basically DeFi. But let's take a look what's in the DeFi category. So here we can just search for DeFi and let's take a look what's there. And there's so much to choose from right here. And what I would do basically, I think that's the best move you can make, is go with DPI. DPI is DeFi Pulse Index. This is an index. If you buy this token, you buy an index, and that index exists out of multiple DeFi projects. So if you buy this, you get multiple coins basically. Here in Index Scoop, you can see which one. So here is the DPI. These are the underlying tokens: Uniswap, Aave, Maker, Loopring, Synthetics, Compound, Journs, Sushi, KNC, Ram, Balancer, Badger, and Rory Capital. So these are basically all the tokens you get. And yeah, what do you consider DeFi in general high risk? I don't know. I would put it in my medium risk portfolio in this case. So now we have our portfolios. It's completely diversified. There are always, oh wait, I forgot one by the way. In this case, I would add a privacy coin as well. And when it comes to a good privacy coin that has a lot of room to grow, I would go with Secret. Secret, I will put it into my high risk portfolio though, but it's a good project in my opinion. So now you just want to check out like, okay, how much money do I have? And like I said, if you have $1,000, give or take, I would stick to, well, in this case, 10 coins, right? So if you have $1,000, you have to see like, okay, but I already have 5 in my low risk. I have in my medium risk quite a lot, I think. Here we have 10, so that's 15. And in the high risk, we have 5. So in that case, you have 20. So if you have $1,000 and you have 20 tokens, if you are okay with having slightly less overview and on average putting in just $50 in every single project, then go ahead. In this case, I would narrow it down a little bit. And in that case, I would also say like, okay, the low risk portfolio, you might want to choose between Bitcoin or Ethereum. You can do both, but then you definitely have to let some go. So in that case, I feel like you might want to let, wow, what should I do? What should I do? It's a really hard one. I would let BNB go. And yeah, this is really hard, man. This is really hard. But if I have to choose 10 coins in total, here I would let go of BNB. And I would let go of Polkadot. So we have 3 right here. In my high-risk portfolio, I would let go of Doge. I would let go of Secret and then keep this. So we have 3. Again, that's 6 coins. And then I'm going to have to keep 4 from the medium risk. Yeah, and that's really hard because there are only good projects in here. The 4 I would choose in that case would be Matic, Chainlink, Gala, and Rune. That's what I would do. If you have more than $1,000, depends on how much you have. If you have $1,200, I would also let something go, of course. But if you have more like 5 or 10K, I would feel like this is a good portfolio. If you want to buy these coins and you don't have a good exchange yet, there's a link for Binance and KuCoin in the description. KuCoin has everything. Binance is just the best, so check it out. For now, if you like the video, like the video. If you have an opinion on this, I'm very curious. This is a controversial topic, but it's my opinion and your opinion might be different, so let's still be friends about that. For now, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let me know what you think of this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.